आश्रमे वा वने वापि ग्रामे वा यदि वा पुरे अग्निं समुत्सृजेन मोहात्तं विद्यात् ब्रह्मघातिनम्. Extremely important Mahabharata shloka, very much related to the recent bomb blast. Vyas Muni says a person out of foolishness, out of moha, moha means normally foolishness. Moha means attachment to anything because of their foolishness, attachment to a particular book, attachment to a particular religion, attachment to a particular person. Because of mohavash, out of foolishness, if somebody destroys ashram, ashram means Reinekistan, houses, a place where pious people live, a place where common public lives, and vane, jungle, forest, and gaon, villages, and pure. Pure means nagar, cities, Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, etc., cities. If a person out of moha, out of foolishness, out of his foolish attachment to certain things, if he tries to agnim samutsrije, if he tries to do ag lagana, if he tries to put bomb on those places and destroy the public and kill the public, kill the innocent people and destroy the forest, destroy the natural resources, then Vyasmuni says, Use Brahma Hatyara, that person is to be considered as Brahma Hatya. Brahma Hatya means one who kills a Rishi Muni. So a person who destroys the ashram, one gaon or nagar is also a Brahmahatya, Brahmahatyara. So stringent punishment must be given by government to those people, and the punishment must not be just like hanging them to death. No, that is not a real punishment. Yes, they must be brought to justice, they must be killed, yes, for sure, but don't kill in one instance, because they are not anyway feared of death. They are ready to die in bomb blast, so they are not feared of death. So what can be the punishment given to those people which creates fear in them? That must be the thinking done by the intelligent people who know justice, who have studied law, or they must go into our Indian Sanatan Dharma. Not Indian, it's a Sanatan Dharma, not Indian, to common to everyone. They must study punishment from Sanatan Dharma. They must study Manusmriti. They must study, for example, Manusmriti says for this kind of heinous crime, rape or innocent, killing innocent people, Manusmriti says one beautiful punishment. I forgot it's Manusmriti or Atharvaveda, one of the in the Vedic scriptures. He says, the Rishi says, take a 6 foot or 7 foot iron cot, लोहा से बनाया हुआ cot ले लो, उसको गरम करो, heat it up to 700 degrees, 900 degrees, it becomes red hot, and tie these people to that, and the punishment must be like this. Tie them for some time, they will get burnt, the skin will get burnt, they will cry out of pain, and remove them. Don't allow them to die, and again repeat the process after some time. When the skin starts little bit healing, right, at that again continue the punishment. This kind of punishment we must intelligently come, and these punishments must be given publicly. Like I have not seen it, but I saw in one movie, they say the chop square in Dubai or in Saudi Arabia. Chop square means if you do a very crime like rape or some other crime, they will publicly bring them to justice. Similarly, we must also implement this. A terrorist group must be publicly tortured and brought to justice. And when we don't give immediate death, and when they change the laws, rules like this, and slowly they will be brought to torturous death. And also not only that person who was the mastermind, all the people who supported. 3000 kilogram explosive has come into Delhi or some other place. That means 3000 kilogram cannot come in a small vehicle, it has to come in a truck. So logistics company is involved, and checking in, some police officials might be involved. We do not know. We have to go to the roots. So all these things must be checked thoroughly, and then all the people must be punished the same. There might be politicians involved, maybe the ruling party or opposition party with lalach of money. They would have taken bribe of, let's say, 10 crores. Suppose you get 10 crore rupees, allow this vehicle, don't check the vehicle. Okay, if he will call the official on the gate and say, just allow this gadi number, don't check. So he will do it. So all those things has to be traced. I'm just telling an example. I don't know what happened, but I'm just telling an example. All those politicians, opposition party ministers, or whoever was MLAs who have got involved must be punished like this. Then next time what will happen? They will have fear, and that there must be amendment to the law. Thereby the people of the country are protected. When the bomb blast happened, I was in China. I was talking to my Chinese friends. They were telling, see, they were saying that this kind of issues will never happen in our country because our law and order is extremely strict. We have the controls are very good, cameras everywhere. You cannot do this kind of issues to public. Of course, corruption exists there also, but that is not up to this level where the innocent public is killed. So this is a time to wake up. And Brahmahatya, the top politicians, the top rulers of our country, President and Prime Minister must wake up, and Chief Justice must wake up and go to Acharyas, go to great minds of Sanatan Dharma to understand what should be done, and then they should try to make immediate amendment to the law, to the judicial system on how to punish. And secondly, to give a passport or to give a Aadhaar card, to give an identity card, we must have very stringent checkup, very, very stringent checkup, especially, with this community. Like, every time terrorist attack happen, it is only from that community. So for that community, we must increase the checks. The government must increase the checks. If you are from that community, we will do these checks. Like, I go for a passport, my last 1 year phone bill contacts must be checked. My father's phone bill, my mother's phone bill, my brothers, my sisters, everything must be thoroughly checked. Whom they have contacted, where from they have got money, what is their source of income, how they are earning, are they properly paying tax. Everything must be thoroughly investigated before giving a passport, before giving an Aadhaar card, before giving a voter ID card. This must be happening in our country, otherwise this will continue to happen. And also, when they can kill, they can take shelter of explosives and arms for killing our innocent public, we must also retaliate same thing. We must be merciless. When we find out, we must be merciless and give this kind of punishment. I'm just telling one idea. And also, please understand, this is, I saw like in the news, their major bombing was now diverted. They had planned to kill so many people across the state at the same point of time, or December 6th, whatever it is. So now it is averted, but how sure are we that it is averted? When, I work in a company, I always have a plan B business plan. There is a plan A business plan, there is a plan B business plan for running business. So for this kind of operation, there will be plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, plan F, plan J. I mean, it will be, there will be have 10 types of plans, different plans, alternate plans will be there. So we must go into route and come out. We have our intelligence sources, we have our raw agencies. Great people are there in our country, and great minds are there in our country, and we have very sharp minds. We must try to establish something like Mossad or Russian agencies, and then we must try to do investigation to this. Of course, we are investigating, but it's not enough. How are we sure that plan B does not exist, plan C does not exist? Everything must be digged out, and all those people must be punished like this. Brahmahatya, the Brahmahatya dosh in the olden times, if somebody is a Brahmahatya, somebody is a rapist, somebody is killer of our dharma, that person will be brought to justice like that. And similarly, we must punish those rapists or terrorists, or these kind of people must be brought to justice with severe stringent punishment. The moment somebody sees, okay, he is tortured to death, he is not dead. Again he is tortured, he is not dead. Again he is tortured, he is not dead. And in front of public, and public is supporting, public is appreciating, then what will happen? The person next time, the lorry driver also will not support. He will say that I will be brought to death. Why I should die for I don't want your 10 crore. I don't want your 50,000. I will not drive lorry. The lorry driver will not drive the lorry. The minister or somebody, the police guy who did not check the vehicle, he will have the fear. Everybody must be brought to justice. Then this kind of It cannot be controlled overnight, but in the next 30 years at least, after 30 years, India will become a terrorist-free country if we take this kind of law in hand. This is, I'm just telling one example. Like this, you must, we have so many ideas. We'll get, when you just open for a poll, you'll get 100,000 ideas. Like, the Aadhaar symbol was an idea from a common person, right? Similarly, bring out ideas. Take a poll from outside, involve companies like McKinsey's or other companies who will bring public suggestion, and they will give a beautiful report to Government of India. Third party can do this and then bring best punishments to those public and publicly do this. Then there won't be, the terrorist will be there. He will be inside mind, he will be terrorist, but he will not execute the terrorism. Number one. Number two, Jnana Mukti. We must also proceed aggressively to implement Sanatan Ved Dharma in the schools. And don't give affiliation to that particular community, school or university. Remove the affiliation. We do not need that community run institutions in our country. This is a country of India, and it is eternal Sanatan Dharma land, and we will not allow you to run an institution by your community, by your thing. If you are running it, it will be 50-50 only. 50% can be yours, 50% must be another Vedic scholar or somebody who will sit on the board. Thereby, this kind of, doctors becoming terrorist, this kind of things can be slowly avoided. It cannot happen overnight. I'm just telling one idea. But there could be other ways to do this. But we must think. And last but not least, for those people who are innocent public, what they must do? They must come back to Sanatan Dharma. They must come back to our Veda Vidya. They must start taking shelter of Paramatma. They must come back to Veda Vidya, daily Agnihotra. Paramatma will start protecting us. Paramatma will give power to us. Each and every individual person will become, God-fearing, and he will not do Mohavesh karma. He will not do Mudata karma. He will fear the rulers of the country. And never, as a public, we must not vote those parties which are supporting this community. We must never bring them into power, and we must make our nation as a Sanatan Dharma nation. Again, going back to the basics, Vishwa Guru banana chahiye. Vishwa Guru banane ke liye, we must become a country which is run by rulers who knows Vedas, Veda Vidya. Today, our rulers does not know. But slowly it might happen in future. But we must take steps towards this. This is all some of my ideas by reading this shlokas. I may be wrong. If I am wrong, please forgive me. But I think that unless we get into roots and we get into severe punishments, this cannot be avoided. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.